Alchemy, the mystical precursor to modern chemistry, has captured the imagination of scholars, philosophers, and seekers for thousands of years. Known primarily for its goal of turning base metals into gold, alchemy is far more than a quest for material riches. It is a tradition steeped in symbolism, metaphysical inquiry, and spiritual transformation. But where did alchemy begin, and how did its concepts evolve over time? The origins of alchemy can be traced back to ancient Egypt, where it was practiced as an esoteric discipline closely tied to the mysteries of life, death, and rebirth. The term alchemy itself is believed to derive from the Egyptian word chem, meaning black earth, a reference to the fertile soil of the Nile River, but also perhaps symbolizing the potential of matter to transform. In this ancient land, alchemists sought not only to manipulate the physical properties of substances, but also to unlock deeper spiritual truths. The Egyptian god Thoth, later identified with Hermes by the Greeks, was seen as the patron of alchemical wisdom. As Egyptian knowledge spread to the Greco-Roman world, alchemy began to develop a more complex philosophy. The Greeks infused alchemical practices with their own metaphysical ideas, particularly the belief in the four classical elements: earth, air, fire, and water. These elements were thought to be the building blocks of all matter, and alchemists sought to manipulate these substances in pursuit of their ultimate goal, the creation of the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone is one of the most famous symbols in alchemy. Often misunderstood as a literal stone, it was said to possess the power to transform base metals like lead into gold. However, its significance went far beyond material wealth. The Philosopher's Stone was also believed to confer immortality and spiritual enlightenment upon the alchemist who mastered its creation. In this sense, alchemy was as much about inner transformation as it was about changing physical substances. The process of turning lead into gold symbolized the alchemist's own journey from a state of spiritual impurity to one of enlightenment and perfection. The lead represented the base, flawed human condition, while gold symbolized the purified soul, radiant and eternal. As the Roman Empire fell and Europe entered the so-called Dark Ages, much of classical knowledge, including alchemy, was preserved and advanced by Islamic scholars. In the Islamic Golden 8th to 13th centuries, alchemists such as Jabir ibn Hayyan, known as Geber in Europe, expanded on Greek and Egyptian theories, emphasizing laboratory experimentation and the study of chemical substances. Jabir's writings, in particular, would later become central texts for medieval European alchemists. By the 12th century, translations of Islamic alchemical works began to filter into Europe, sparking a revival of interest in the subject. European alchemists, influenced by both ancient and Islamic sources, developed their own theories and practices. The Swiss alchemist Paracelsus (1493–1541) played a crucial role in this period by integrating alchemy with medicine, arguing that the human body could be treated with chemical remedies based on alchemical principles. Alchemy in medieval Europe often existed in a delicate balance between science and mysticism. While some practitioners pursued alchemy for its potential material rewards, others saw it as a sacred art, a means of understanding the divine structure of the universe. This spiritual dimension is reflected in the elaborate allegorical and symbolic language used in alchemical texts, which were often written in cryptic, metaphorical language designed to conceal the true meaning of the work from uninitiated readers. The rise of modern science in the 17th century, particularly with the advent of empirical methods and the discovery of the true nature of chemical elements, marked the beginning of the end for alchemy as a scientific pursuit. Alchemy's metaphysical goals and its reliance on symbolic language fell out of favor as chemistry emerged as a distinct and respected scientific discipline. However, alchemy's legacy persists in unexpected ways. The process of scientific experimentation, which alchemists embraced centuries before modern science, laid the groundwork for the development of laboratory techniques. Moreover, alchemy's metaphorical emphasis on transformation, both of matter and spirit, continues to influence modern spiritual and psychological thought, particularly in disciplines like Jungian psychology. The Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, for example, viewed alchemy as a symbolic representation of the process of individuation, the journey toward self-realization. According to Jung, the alchemical quest for the Philosopher's Stone mirrored the individual's quest for wholeness, as the unconscious mind integrates with the conscious to achieve personal enlightenment. Although alchemy may no longer be practiced in the same form as it was in the ancient world or the Middle Ages, its core principles of transformation, both physical and spiritual, remain timeless. The alchemist's desire to transmute lead into gold was never just about wealth, it was a metaphor for the deeper quest to purify and perfect the self, a journey toward inner enlightenment that resonates with seekers to this day. In the end, alchemy invites us to reflect on the possibility of transformation in our own lives. Just as the alchemists of old sought to uncover the mysteries of the material world, we too are on a quest for understanding, seeking to turn the lead of our everyday struggles into the gold of wisdom and fulfillment.